Carl Jung left a final warning for empaths, and it wasn't gentle. He believed something disturbing was happening to people with deep sensitivity, something most empaths never notice. Your light is being used, and many of you don't even know it. In his private work, Jung observed that empaths were slowly drained by certain people, not by obvious villains, but by wounded, charming, emotional people who seemed to need help. These people weren't attacking you on purpose. They were surviving. They had learned, often without knowing it, how to live by feeding on the emotional energy of others, especially empaths, especially those who shine the brightest. The scariest part? You can't see it happening. It doesn't feel like harm. It feels like connection. It happens through emotional closeness that is really manipulation, through trauma bonds that feel like love, through your kindness being used against you. Jung realized this wasn't random. Empaths don't accidentally attract draining people. They attract those who have lost their own inner light and survive by taking it from others. This is the shadow side of human psychology. And if you don't learn to recognize it, you stay prey. Jung believed empaths are not broken. They are formed. Most empaths learned their sensitivity in childhood. They grew up reading moods, sensing danger, feeling everything because they had to. That sensitivity kept them alive. But what saved you as a child now makes you visible as an adult. Your awareness, your compassion, your emotional depth, they make you a beacon. Modern research supports this. Empaths feel emotions more intensely than others. Your brain mirrors other people's feelings as if they were your own. But Jung saw what many therapists miss. Some people don't trigger your empathy by accident. They activate it. They know, unconsciously, how to pull you in. They create emotional closeness that feels real, but only flows one way. If you've ever felt exhausted after being with someone and couldn't explain why, this is why. They were feeding on your light. Jung called this a reversal of a shadow. The draining person convinces you that giving yourself away is your purpose. That exhaustion means love. That being empty proves devotion. Your body warned you. Fatigue, tension, brain fog, emotional overwhelm. But you ignored it. You told yourself you were too sensitive. That belief keeps the cycle alive. Here's how the pattern works. First, they sense your light. They feel your openness immediately. Second, they show their wounds. Pain becomes their doorway. Trauma becomes their language. They become exactly who you need them to be. Third, they activate your empathy. Crisis after crisis. Emotional dumping. You feel special for being the only one who understands. Fourth, exhaustion becomes normal. You're told this is what deep connection feels like. But Jung saw deeper than relationships. He saw an ancient pattern. The wounded healer meets the shadow devourer. Your shadow isn't cruelty. It's the need to be needed, the fear of being abandoned, the belief that love must be earned through sacrifice. Energy-draining people are not evil. They are unconscious. They sense in you what they lost in themselves. Real feeling, depth, connection. Instead of healing themselves, they take it from you. The more you give, the more they need. The more you try to save them, the worse they become. This is the empath's hardest truth. You cannot heal someone by letting them drain you. You cannot love someone into wholeness by disappearing. Boundaries feel cruel to unconscious people, but they are life-saving for you. Whether it's a partner, a parent, or a coworker, the pattern is the same. When you stop feeding them, they react. They guilt you. They accuse you. They panic. This is not proof you are wrong. It's proof the boundary is working. Jung warned that when you protect your energy, some relationships will collapse. Not because you changed, but because the bond was built on your depletion. Here is the truth most empaths avoid. Your light is not meant to be consumed. It is meant to guide you. Constant giving is not love. It is avoidance. Healing others can become a way to avoid healing yourself. Jung's solution was not hardening your heart. It was awakening your awareness. Learn how people make you feel. Trust your body's signals. Integrate your shadow. Ask why being needed feels safer than being seen. Guard your energy, not out of selfishness, but responsibility. Honor who you truly are. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Transform your trauma into wisdom. When you do this, everything changes. Unconscious people fall away. Conscious ones find you. You stop being a source to drain and become a presence that inspires. But this path has a cost. You must be willing to be misunderstood, to be disliked, to stand alone rather than betray yourself. This is not loneliness. This is sovereignty. Jung believed there are levels of empathy. First, the unconscious empath feels everything, understands nothing. Second, the conscious empath feels deeply, sets some boundaries. Third, the sovereign empath feels fully without losing themselves. To reach this level, you must accept one hard truth. You cannot save everyone, and you're not meant to. Your empathy is not a service. It is a gift. Your light is not fuel for others' darkness. It is illumination for your own path. Jung's final warning was clear. They're feeding on your light. But his promise was stronger. Once you become conscious, they can no longer touch you. Not because you built walls, but because you woke up. And consciousness is the only protection that never fails.